We all know how Toyota has been changing things lately, and now it's the Rav4's turn. This is very good because throughout the years, Toyota has been releasing models without actually providing any significant change, but this one will be different. We're not just saying that out of nowhere. They're introducing a new generation of Rav4s with a whole new concept, and it's the Rav4, the top-selling SUV currently on the market. So this will shake up the whole industry. So watch till the end to know exactly why this is truly shocking and how it will affect you. But what really changed? And why are we talking about this in the first place? Well, if you think about it, the Rav4 is one of the most important releases because for many years, it's been the top-selling car, and this SUV is one of the most well-known and sold at a medium price range compared to most of Toyota's current lineup. This is why everyone is talking about the Rav4, and each new model is a reflection of what the future will be like for other Toyota cars. And to be honest, it makes a lot of impact on the market every year a new model is released. But for 2025, it's not just a new model that they'll be releasing, it's a whole new generation update. And what is the difference, you ask? It means that Toyota might completely rebuild the Rav4 with an all-new design, technology, and a new powertrain. We'll get to each new feature in just a few minutes. Since this is one of the most popular SUVs in the world, there have been a lot of speculations, just like many did about the upcoming model. But Toyota has already revealed that there are only minor changes for 2024. But this makes sense. There is nothing wrong with the current generation of Rav4, and the sales sheet alone can prove that. It is a reliable and beloved crossover SUV for its spacious interior, its excellent cargo capacity, and the value it delivers. Plus, Toyota also throws in some extra perks, such as their long-lasting warranties and top-notch safety systems. But it is time we say farewell to the current generation of the Rav4. As we said, the next one will be a whole new generation, so let's talk about the details. Design. One of the possible changes that the new generation Rav4 could have is a more stylish and fierce look. The SUV might have crisp lines that give it a muscular appearance, similar to the recent models from Toyota. Some rendering and photos from various sources show a more angular front with a prominent grille and headlights. But that's not all. The 2025 Rav4 will have a boxy look and sharp edges, giving it a more rugged and sturdy look. And the rear follows suit with taillights that stand out and a spoiler that adds some flair. Although the current generation Rav4 has a nice appearance with a lot of fans around the world, Toyota's design language is evolving, and they're adapting to the constant change and development of the industry. It will be one of the first Toyota SUVs to embrace this new era. And as such, everything about this car is being updated. We'll get to the powertrain and performance in just a few minutes, but we have to talk about this before that. Because whether this is a good thing or not depends on you, especially on the design. You know your preferences, and even if you like it or not, this is where the industry is going. But it will be nice if they come out with a unique design that has its own character and doesn't just copy and paste trendy ideas. Because the current generation also has its own issues. Interior design. When you step inside, the Rav4 has a different feeling. Of course, like we said, this is something very objective, but there have been countless criticisms, and we're not talking about how some people found older models a little bit uncomfortable on higher trims with bigger wheels. We're talking about the interior design solely, and Toyota's answer is a new generation. The new interior design of the new Rav4 is still in development. However, people are already expecting that it will have a more modern look and feel, because this is an area that Toyota desperately needs to improve on when it comes to interiors. Most of their competitors have more advanced and stylish interiors. Toyota has two options for the future of the Rav4. They might either announce a major redesign of the Rav4 and continue to sell the 5th generation XA50 model for another 2 or 3 years with some minor updates, like they've been doing for a long time now. Or they might wait until next year to launch the 2025 or 2026 model year Rav4 as a brand new XA60 version with a completely new platform and features. But if you've ever been inside the Toyota Rav4, you know it's spacious and well built. So what does it lack? It offers plenty of room for passengers and cargo, and it has a user-friendly infotainment system. However, the cabin design is rather plain and conservative, and the materials are not very premium. It lacks the character a car needs and the flair and sophistication of some of its rivals. Look at the other successful compact SUVs, like the Hyundai Tucson, the Nissan Rouge, or the Mazda CX-5. The Rav4 does not have the same level of luxury or style. These models have more attractive and upscale interiors with better quality materials and more features. The Rav4 is a practical and reliable choice, but it doesn't stand out in terms of interior appeal. However, this car's selling point is that what it needs to do, it does very well. This is why it's been the top-selling SUV despite all its flaws. So enough about design, and let's move on to the most essential part: powertrain. The Rav4 is potentially on the road to eliminate its combustion engine and become a pure hybrid SUV. However, this might actually work in its favor. Because although it is very reliable and has proven itself many times, the current powertrain in the Rav4 is not as special, and it simply falls behind the rest of the market. It uses a 2.5-litre inline 4-cylinder, producing about 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. On the other hand, Toyota's hybrid engines are top of the line right now, including the one in the current iteration of the hybrid Rav4s. So for the new generation of the Rav4, we might see a more robust and powerful powertrain. Just like we said earlier, the 2025 Rav4 is expected to be a new generation, meaning it will likely have a different range of powertrains to choose from, depending on the customer's preferences and needs. And we don't have to tell you how essential powertrains are. Right now, electrification is the trend that is dominating the automotive industry, as more and more people are opting for electric vehicles and hybrids that reduce emissions and save fuel. Because of this, many brands, including Toyota, are jumping on the bandwagon, and the 2025 Rav4 will likely reflect this shift in consumer demand. Impact and the future. The Rav4 is one of the most popular compact SUVs on the market, but it obviously faces stiff competition from other brands. One of the most significant selling points of the Rav4 is the build quality, which is known to be reliable and durable. But this is a car from Toyota. Nobody expects less from them. And this might have cost them a lot of market share. Because like we said earlier, when it comes to interior design and features, the Rav4 lags behind some of its rivals. It lacks the flair and sophistication that some customers might look for in a modern SUV. Even though the current generation Rav4 offers higher trim levels and exceptional interior quality, the base model is incredibly Spartan. This is because Toyota focuses more on the ethos of function than form. But that's a dilemma in itself. Take for example the Kia Sportage and the Hyundai Tucson. They both offer brilliant interiors, even at the base level, with attractive and upscale designs, better quality materials, and more features. They also have more advanced infotainment systems and safety technologies than the Rav4. These models appeal to customers who want more value and style from their SUVs. But by doing so, they compromise on a lot of other things Toyota specializes in, like reliability and durability, and overall essential quality features. We're not saying that they're bad in this area, but Toyota is a clear winner. All of the companies on both ends of the spectrum should learn from their mistakes and rectify the interior, especially Toyota, as they are expected to launch an all-new generation of Rav4s. And for us, this just means more options, and actually useful updates that matter. And as competition gets tougher, companies start to find ways to actually satisfy their customers' needs. And this is much needed in the industry, especially with Toyota. Since they've been the top option, they don't even try to be better. But not anymore. But what do you think? Is this a good idea? Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.